My name is Karen Charles, and if there's one thing I've always strived for, it's making my family proud. My parents, mom and dad, raised us with strong values: family first, hard work, and always supporting one another. Those lessons shaped me into the person I am today, someone who fought her way up to marketing director at Anthony and Associates by the time I turned 32. My husband, Larry Chen, has been my unwavering support through it all. We met 5 years ago during a coffee shop mishap. He accidentally spilled his latte all over my meticulously prepared presentation papers. I was furious at first, but somehow, that chaotic moment turned into something beautiful. Larry has been my rock ever since. You're going to love Deborah. She's absolutely perfect. My brother Nathan had gushed 2 years ago about his then girlfriend. Nathan, the ever-talented architect, met her at a client's office where she worked as an HR manager. "I've never seen your brother this happy," Mom whispered to me during their engagement party. She was right. Nathan practically glowed whenever he was around Deborah, and she seemed like everything we could ask for in a new family member. The first 6 months after their wedding were like a dream. Deborah charmed everyone. She came to our weekly Sunday dinners with homemade desserts, thoughtful gifts, and a knack for making everyone feel special. My friends adored her. "Karen, you're so lucky to have such an amazing sister-in-law," they'd say after meeting her at our social gatherings, and I agreed. Deborah seemed flawless, a radiant addition to the family. When a position opened up in the HR department at my company, I immediately thought of Deborah. "Are you sure about this, honey?" Larry asked one evening as I prepared her recommendation letter. Mixing family and business can be tricky. Of course, she's qualified, and it'll be great having her around. Plus, she's been talking about wanting a change, I said confidently. Our parents were thrilled. Sunday dinners felt more special with both couples there. Nathan would entertain us with stories about his latest architectural projects, while Larry and Deborah debated office politics and workplace dynamics. "You used to draw building plans in crayon," I teased Nathan one night. "And you made me play office with your stuffed animals," he shot back with a laugh. "You two have such a special bond." Deborah chimed in, her smile warm. But looking back, perhaps it hid something darker. I didn't realize it at the time, but Deborah's kindness was a mask. Behind those perfect smiles and thoughtful gestures, she was already scheming to destroy everything I held dear. The first sign came during our company's annual marketing summit. I was presenting a critical campaign to potential clients when I noticed Deborah whispering to our biggest client's wife. "I just thought you should know what kind of person is handling your husband's account." Deborah's voice carried across the room during a pause in my presentation. The client's wife turned red and left abruptly. Days later, the client pulled their account. 3 years of work gone. Larry found me crying in the kitchen that evening. "They pulled their account, Larry," I said through tears. 3 years of effort, and now it's all gone." "Did they say why?" he asked, pulling me into his arms. "The wife accused me of having an affair with her husband," I whispered, barely believing the words myself. The rumors spread like wildfire. I overheard whispers in the break room. "I heard Karen sleeps with her clients," one voice said. "No wonder she's so successful," another replied. When I tried to talk to Nathan about Deborah's behavior, his response floored me. "Maybe you're just jealous that she's doing well in HR," he said coolly. "Are you serious, Nate? She's spreading lies about me?" I snapped. "There you go again, making everything about you," he shot back. "Deborah told me how you're constantly undermining her at work. How you're always showing off your position." Tensions had been brewing for weeks, and Sunday dinner at my parents' house only made things worse. Mom, ever perceptive, finally said what everyone was thinking. "You two barely look at each other anymore. What's going on?" Nathan muttered under his breath. "Ask your perfect daughter. She's probably upset about how Deborah breathes too loudly or something." "That's not fair," I began, but Deborah cut me off with her syrupy, fake sweet voice. "Oh, it's nothing serious," she said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Karen's just been under a lot of pressure at work. Some clients have been difficult." The way she lingered on the word difficult made my blood boil, but I bit my tongue for Mom's sake. The final straw came during the biggest project of my career. I'd spent months developing a revolutionary marketing campaign for a major tech giant, a project that could redefine our company's future. But on the morning of the pitch, disaster struck. My competitors somehow had our entire presentation, down to the last detail. The room was buzzing with whispers before I even began, and I knew something was wrong. My boss called me into his office later that day, his tone sharp. Care to explain how our confidential pitch ended up in every major agency's inbox? I froze. What? That's impossible. Only my team had access. And HR, he added, the implication clear. That evening, Deborah had the audacity to text me. Heard about the pitch. Such a shame when things don't work out. Maybe stick to smaller clients next time. I showed the message to Nathan, hoping he'd finally see what she was doing. She's just trying to be supportive in her own way, he said defensively. Supportive? She's destroying everything I've worked for. Nathan glared at me. See, this is exactly what Deborah means. You always think everyone's out to get you. Maybe if you weren't so focused on being perfect all the time. I watched him walk away, blind to the manipulation. That night, another message from Deborah buzzed on my phone. Family dinner this Sunday should be interesting. Hope you're ready for what's coming. Her words felt like a threat, and I knew she wasn't done. The Crystal Room at Lizen was packed for my parents' 35th wedding anniversary. It should have been a joyful celebration, but I couldn't ignore the storm brewing. Deborah, wine glass in hand, grew louder with every refill. A toast, she slurred, raising her glass. To perfect marriages, she glanced at me with a mocking smile. Like Karen's picture-perfect life with Larry. Some of us aren't so lucky, right, Nathan? Nathan leaned toward her, whispering, maybe you should slow down. Why? She snapped. So your sister can keep pretending she's better than everyone. Her voice cut through the room, always the golden child. The perfect daughter, perfect wife, perfect everything. Mom tried to calm her. Sweetheart, let's focus on celebrating. Oh, I am celebrating, Deborah interrupted, stumbling to her feet and grabbing her purse. Celebrating the fact that I finally have proof of what a manipulative witch your daughter really is. She pulled out a stack of papers, waving them dramatically. Look what I found, emails between Karen and Nathan. She's been telling him to leave me for months. That's not true. I stood, my heart pounding. Nathan, I haven't even been able to reach you for weeks because I blocked her number, Deborah interrupted with a smirk. She turned to Nathan. For your own good, baby. Look at these messages she sent. Nathan grabbed the papers, his face shifting as he read. These dates. I never received these emails. And this isn't Karen's email address. This is a fake account. What? Deborah's smug expression faltered. And these responses, I never wrote these. He stared at her, his voice breaking. Deborah, what did you do? The room fell silent until Maria, Deborah's assistant, stepped forward hesitantly. I can't stay quiet anymore, she said, pulling out her phone. I have something everyone needs to see. She pressed play on a video. Deborah's voice rang out clearly. I want every email between Nathan and his sister intercepted. Forward them to me before deleting them. And send these fake responses from the account I created. Karen Charles needs to learn her place. A collective gasp rippled through the room. Nathan's face went ashen. You've been intercepting my messages, he whispered, making me think Karen was ignoring me. I had to. Deborah cried. She was turning you against me. She's always been jealous of our marriage. Jealous? I said, unable to hold back. You've been spreading lies about me, sabotaging my projects, and tearing my relationships apart, and I'm the jealous one. Maria stepped forward again. She also leaked the Thompson campaign details to competitors. I have the emails proving it. Nathan turned to Deborah, his voice cold. We're done. Don't bother coming home tonight. The room buzzed with whispers as Deborah stood frozen, her mask finally shattered. Nathan turned to me, tears in his eyes. Karen, I'm so sorry. I should have seen it sooner. Dad put his arms around both of us, just like he used to when we were kids. The truth always comes out, he said softly. Always. A week after the disastrous restaurant scene, I was called into HR to give my statement. Security footage had caught Deborah accessing confidential files after hours and tampering with employee communications. Maria provided a meticulous record of every illegal action she'd witnessed, and the case against Deborah was ironclad. All harassment claims have been substantiated, my boss announced during a company-wide meeting. Deborah Miller has been terminated, effective immediately. That evening, Nathan called me. His voice was shaking. I just got off the phone with my bank. She's been stealing from our joint accounts for months, nearly $60,000. Gone. Oh my God, Nathan, what are you going to do? I filed for divorce this morning, he said, his voice heavy. But that's not all. Remember when she claimed her old boss was harassing her? Turns out, she was the one harassing her coworkers. They've been warning potential employers about her for years. By the next Sunday dinner, the first peaceful one in months, Nathan had uncovered even more. She had a whole folder of fake emails, manipulated photos, even a list of people she planned to turn against me, he confessed, shaking his head. I was such a fool. You weren't a fool, Mom said gently, squeezing his hand. You were in love with the person she pretended to be. That evening, my phone buzzed with a text from Maria. Thought you'd want to know. Deborah's been job hunting, but her harassment record follows her everywhere. No one will touch her. 2 months later, I finally got the promotion I'd been working so hard for. During the celebration dinner, Nathan raised his glass. To my sister, he said, his voice filled with gratitude, who never stopped being there for me, even when I pushed her away. After dinner, Dad called us all into the living room. Just got word from Uncle Steve, he began. Deborah's moved back in with her parents. No job, no money, no friends left. Even her own family barely speaks to her after learning what she did. I heard she tried starting rumors about me at other companies, I added, but no one believes her anymore. Her reputation's destroyed. Karma, Mom said, surprising us all. Not that I wish her ill, but sometimes people create their own punishment. Nathan looked at the family photos on the wall, real memories, not the fake perfection Deborah had tried to manufacture. You know what's funny, he said. She was so worried about you ruining her marriage, Karen. But in the end, she destroyed everything. All by herself. Looking around at my family, stronger and closer than ever, I realized something. Despite all the pain and chaos Deborah had caused, she had given us a gift. Sometimes it takes facing someone's worst to fully appreciate the best in those who truly love you.